Watch me react to Young Thug, you know what I mean? Did not get his probation revoked. That's a blessing for that young man, you know what I'm saying? Let's do it, man. Let's play this clip from the news. Let's see what they say. Let's do it, man.
Breaking now at 4, an update to a story we mentioned earlier. A Fulton County judge just ruled she will not revoke Young Thug's probation. However, Judge Paige Reese Whitaker did note that it may be wise for the rapper to show some restraint regarding certain topics. The state alleged that the rapper has recently threatened an investigator. Prosecutors say he reposted an image of the investigator calling her the biggest liar in the DA's office. Young Thug said on social media he does not make the threats and that he is a good person. Lawmakers
Just in tonight, a judge has ruled not to revoke probation for Atlanta rapper Young Thug. Now, this comes just hours after the rapper's attorney.
Hey, man, but he's extremely lucky, man. You know what I mean? It could have gone bad for him, man. Ain't got no business Twitter that kind of shit, man. The Twitter finger, man, get you in trouble. He got all them yes, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But it could have went bad for him, man. But that's all good news. Play that shit over again.
Ruled not to revoke probation for Atlanta rapper Young Thug. Now, this comes just hours after the rapper's attorney responded to the calls from the Fulton County District Attorney's Office to revoke it. Attorneys Brian Steele and Keith Adams argued prosecutors failed to meet the legal standard for revocation. In the filing, Steele said the state has to put in writing the specific actions the rapper allegedly took. The state filed its motion late last night, saying the rapper, whose real name is Jeffrey Williams, has demonstrated a blatant disregard for the law and the safety of witnesses since his sentencing in the YSL RICO trial last year. The motion from the state also said he used social media to intimidate witnesses, which has led to threats. They specifically point to a social media post from a blogger who shared a picture of an investigator testifying in a gang murder hearing. The court asked that the witness not be shown while testifying. The motion claims Williams amplified this post by reposting it, and then it went viral. The judge advised Williams to be careful about weighing in on certain topics on social media. Last year, Williams accepted a deal and was sentenced to 15 years probation. He is forbidden from promoting gang activity or engaging in behaviors that could intimidate witnesses or undermine judicial proceedings.
Now to that channel.
You see what I'm saying, man? You know what I mean? You got to be careful, man. You got to watch what you're doing, bro. You see what I'm saying? Because this was played a couple of hours ago. You know what I mean?
The attorney's office filed a motion to revoke his probation. The rapper was released on bond last November.
It's a good thing that shit got, you know what I mean?
We broke the story on WSBTV.com around 8:30 tonight. And Channel 2 investigative reporter Mark Winnie joins us now live from the newsroom. Mark, the DA spoke exclusively to you about this motion.
Yeah, this concerns the YSL gang racketeering conspiracy case. Last year, DA Fonnie Willis suggested to us the sentence for rap superstar Young Thug, real name Jeffrey Williams, that let him hit the street the night he pled guilty or nolo contendere to all charges he faced, was a sentence which could send him to prison for years if he crossed the wrong line. Now this.
If your motion is successful, Young Thug would go to prison.
He could.
A new and dramatic verse in the case surrounding music star Young Thug, real name Jeffrey Williams. A motion from prosecutors at the Fulton County District Attorney's Office to revoke Williams' probation. It's
So I'm saying, Twitter finger, man, get you in trouble, dude. But you got them yes guys around you and tell you, hey, man, don't tweet that shit out there, bro. That shit ain't looking good for you. You know what I mean? You almost get in trouble, bro. You gotta be careful, man. Sit your ass down somewhere and stop messing around on the internet, man. Leave that shit alone. You're looking at 15 years, man. Just chill out. It's gonna be hard for you to stay out for 15 years. It's gonna be hard, bro. But you gotta do it, man. If you got your family, man, you love your family, and do the right thing, man. Stop messing around on the internet.
says, quote, since sentencing, the defendant has engaged in conduct that directly threatens the safety of witnesses and prosecutors, compromises ongoing legal proceedings, and warrants immediate revocation of probation. Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie Willis.
What our motion is concerned about is that we certainly believe that his post was to threaten law enforcement, which is all part of gang activity.
Jeffrey Williams, attorney.
See what I'm saying? They want to put you in the jail. You know what I mean? You got to watch out, bro.
Brian Steele told me by phone it is never appropriate to be engaged in any type of witness intimidation. It is never appropriate to threaten to murder another person. The prosecution's motion to revoke Jeffrey's probation should not be well received and should be swiftly rejected. It is irresponsible to file a motion of this sort when Jeffrey has done absolutely nothing, Steele said, to violate any condition of probation or threaten a witness.
We know that it is clear to Mr. Williams that the intent of the district attorney is to stop gang activity in Fulton County, Georgia. We believe the judge's order is clear and that this is an intentional violation.
The motion says investigator Marissa Viverito is currently testifying in a gang murder hearing and indicates a judge ordered the witness not be shown on TV while testifying, but that a blogger posted on social media she doesn't want to be shown on screen. Well, here she is, along with a photo of the investigator. The motion says on Tuesday, Young Thug reposted the image, and the post went viral, amassing more than 2 million views. The motion says Viverito's home address and her parents' home address were publicly posted, exposing.
You know what I'm saying, bro? You can't do that, man. Leave that to the bloggers, damn. You know what I mean? You don't get involved with the bloggers. They could do that. They're blogging, you know what I mean? They ain't got no open case. You do got open case. You got white, you know what I'm saying? You got to tread lightly, bro. You got an open case, you got to know what you're doing, bro. One slip and you slide, man. I'm letting you know, bro.
Them to grave danger, and that hours later, an additional post emerged threatening the assassination of D.A. Willis. The motion alleges Williams' continued association with individuals actively involved.
You got to understand, man. The DA, they're going to amplify that shit, man. You know what I mean? They're going to put pressure on you so they're scared of your life. You get you locked up. Feel what I'm saying to you? So you basically go sit your ass down somewhere. Stop being a Twitter finger. Start getting them yes men around you. Feel me? Go chill out with your family. You see what I'm saying?
Involved in witness intimidation, threats of violence, and obstruction of justice constitutes a clear violation of probation conditions. Last year, Ms. Willis suggested to us there was room for accountability in Young Thug's complicated sentence involving 5 years commuted time served, followed by 15 years probation, to be followed by a, quote, backloaded 20-year prison term, which would also be commuted to time served if he successfully completes the probation, which was loaded with lots of special conditions.
See what I'm saying? Loaded. You know what I mean? It's going to be hard for you to walk on a straight line. But you could do it, bro. Get away from that media shit, man. Stay away from them people.
Expect, Wendy, a courtroom fight over this one. Reporting live in the newsroom, Mark Winnie, WSB Tonight.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
To Action News exclusive on rapper Young Thug. Tonight, the Fulton County District Attorney's Office filed a motion to revoke his probation. The rapper was released on bond last November. We broke the story on WSBTV.com around 8:30 tonight. And Channel 2 investigative reporter Mark Winnie joins us now live from the newsroom. Mark, the DA spoke exclusively to you about this motion.
Yeah, this concerns the YSL gang racketeering conspiracy case. Last year, DA Fonnie Willis suggested to us the sentence for rap superstar Young Thug, real name Jeffrey Williams, that let him hit the street the night he pled guilty or nolo contendere to all charges he faced, was a sentence which could send him to prison for years if he crossed the wrong line.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell Young Thug thinking, man. Dude, you gotta chill out, man. You got your family to raise, you know what I mean? Family to take care of. While you out there on the internet. See what I'm saying to you? You ain't got your listen to your mama, boy. Listen to your manager talking to you. Get away from them yes guys, man. Telling you, man, that shit gonna hurt you, bro. You're looking at 15 years, bro. You gotta walk a straight line. You can't drink, can't smoke. You know what I mean? You can't threaten nobody. It's very hard. But you can do it. Like I said, you chill out, man. You want to get back in prison, man. You gotta spend 5 years. Don't you learn your lesson, bro? You know what I mean? You're lucky, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Now this.
If your motion is successful, Young Thug would go to prison.
Now at noon, Atlanta rapper Young Thug's legal team is responding after prosecutors filed a motion to revoke his probation. According to that filing, Young Thug, whose real name is Jeffrey Williams, has demonstrated a blatant disregard for the law, the safety of witnesses, and the integrity of.
You hear what they say? Demonstrating bluntly disregard for law, safety, and witness and interrogation of district prosecuting. You know what I'm saying? Come on, Young Thug. You gotta do better, bro. Proceedingly, you know what I'm saying? You crazy, bro.
Of judicial proceedings. Late last night, Young Thug's lawyer, Brian Steele, responded to that, saying, and I quote, "This motion is baseless. While intimidation and threats of violence are never appropriate, Jeffrey Williams has done nothing wrong."
You know what I'm saying? Jeffrey Williams has done nothing wrong. We look forward to seeing a dismissal of this petition. Bro, that's crazy, man.
We look forward to seeking a dismissal of this petition. So the filing by the state added that Williams has recently threatened an investigator. Prosecutors say Williams reposted an image of the investigator, calling her the biggest liar in the DA's office. Young Thug said on social media,
Bro, you shouldn't say shit. Just shut your damn mouth and just chill. You know what I mean? You're too much,
he
bro.
does not make threats, though, and that he is a good person.
New this morning, Fulton County Prosecutors.
Wow, shit, bro. Young Thug, man, gotta do better, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Why you get on the internet, man? You know what I mean? You know that shit is dangerous for you, bro. And people want to lock you up. You see what happened to Lil Baby? He trying to lock him up. You know? You see what's going on, bro? They're trying to throw you on to jail. So you need to chill, man. Can't hang with them people no more, bro. Just go chill with your family and friends, you know what I mean? Not them crazy ones, not them yes guys. You don't need them rich guys around you. You need somebody who's looking for your best interests. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Not them dumbass who we hanging around with, talking about gang member and all that stupid shit, man. You gotta stay free, bro. Do it for your family, you know what I mean? Just sit in the studio and do some music, man. And stop playing around, bro. Young Thug, do better, man. You know better, do better, bro. You got to, man. That's crazy, man. They keep playing this news over and over about Young Thug. Stay out the news, bro. You feel me? Same shit here, bro. Fulton County Prosecutor asked to have Young Thug probation revoked. You see what I'm saying? Let's see what it said. You know what I mean? That's wild shit, bro. All wild stuff, bro. Funny ways want to get you locked up, bro. You see what's going on? They want to get all the rappers, man. Y'all in the gangs trying to get you out of here. They're going to find something put you on your guys, man. You got to be careful, man. Stay out their way, bro. Stay out their way. And people trying to get you, bro. Stay out them people's way, bro. You got to be careful, man. See what else going on out here, man. Young Thug wildin', man. You got to be careful, bro. Feel me? Let's see what's up. What you talking about, Young Thug, man? You know what I'm saying? Crazy shit going on, bro. I don't know why the hell Young Thug do that, man. See what academics say.
Came back to spin back on Lil Baby, or not Lil Baby, let's just say 4PF, but then they shot 2 kids. And when they shot 2 kids, all bets are off. They arrested a bunch of OMF dudes. Apparently, they've been tracking these guys for a while, and in the preliminary hearing, because these guys haven't gotten grand juried yet in terms of indicted, apparently the indictments are on the way because the government was realizing OMF. And remember, so this OMF thing and 4PF is like YSL and what is it called? YFN. So Lucci and Thug. Remember, both YFN and YSL got indicted. So essentially, the grand jury hasn't returned an indictment yet. That's why the prosecutor's office thinks that both OMF and 4PF is going to get indicted. That's why they're putting Baby into this, right? I'm just giving you the details. So they haven't gotten indicted yet. What actually happened since, and I've told you about the indictment process, a grand jury indicts, right? Before then, that's not the only way to get people arrested. You could get a complaint. That's on the federal level. But also, there's a different way, which is kind of like a complaint on the state level. They lock these dudes up. Why? Because they shot the kid. You can't kill kids, right?
Yeah, kids are no-no, man. You can't shoot around kids, you know what I mean? That's a no-no, bro. You get locked up, they're going to go, they go hard for them kids. Kids and dogs now, they go hard. Them kids, dogs, and women. You can't shoot around
However, they went to court, and the court says, well, show us the reason why these guys are locked up and are going to face these serious charges, because they're going to bring gang charges. And that's when they bring the investigators and they play wiretaps. The investigator that was supposed to be undercover is someone named Marissa Viverito. Okay? Marissa Viverito. Now, she's been identified because people were in court and noticed her and they immediately doxed her. Okay? But she was testifying. It was supposed to be private. She testified to a few things. Yo, these OMF dudes are beefing with 4PF. We got wiretaps. So this is how you know an indictment definitely is coming. If they spent money on wiretaps, that means they're really locked in. Do you get what I'm saying? They really are in, like they're locked in to see what's going on.
Yeah, they're investigating hard. They're spending money. That's like a lot of money. A lot of manpower, you know what I'm saying? Take a lot of, you know what I mean?
They're basically saying, we heard on one of the wiretaps, the OMF dude saying, Lil Baby got...
Them wiretaps be taking for hours and hours and hours and listening and played over again and listening just to find some shit in there to indict your ass. That take a lot of work.
Tickets on niggas' heads. What is a ticket? He got a price on certain people getting knocked off.
Yeah, a hitman. You know what I mean?
Okay? So again, we haven't seen indictments yet, but clearly they're on the way. Now, what ended up happening is that, and by the way, let me play this. Chat, I'm giving you the whole story. By the way, again, if you guys just got here, we definitely, okay. We might get Dave Blunts on here. Oh, that's crazy. That's great. We might get Dave Blunts on here. Amazing. Okay. So, chat, what was happening, and let me see if I could bring this up. Essentially, this is what they played in court. It was a wiretap. Now, remember this. Once the wiretap go out, once they're playing the wiretap in court, the investigation damn near is over. Because the feds are revealing their hand. We had your phone wiretapped. This is the wiretap. Check it out.
What's up? Oh, what's going on? Man, like, come on, bro. You know what's finna go on. Like, how the hell you can, you know what I'm saying? They ain't even like that, man. Them got tickets on a lot of these folks. I'm telling you.
We just heard somebody say these folks got tickets on these people. We know what's going on. First of all, who was that said that about the tickets?
the unidentified male that was being...
That's Marissa Vivierdo speaking. So they're playing a wiretap, and she's decoding it as the gang expert, who also goes undercover.
Referred to as Unc.
And he's speaking with Mr. Sanders.
Correct.
And what, in your experience, do you know what tickets are?
A price on somebody's head.
What do you mean by what do you mean on somebody's head? What is that?
Like a bounty.
Okay. To have them arrested?
A hitman.
Harmed. Or
And who were they referring to in that portion of the call?
they were saying that they had heard that Dominique Jones had tickets on a lot of people's heads.
Dominique Jones is Lil Baby.
Dominique Jones had wanted to have people harmed.
Correct.
All right, moving on.
Oh, what's up? Oh, what's going on?
I'll let you hear it again.
Man, like, come on, bro. You know what's finna go on. Like, how the hell you can? You know what I'm saying? Ain't even like that, man. Them got tickets on a lot of these folks. I'm telling you.
We just heard somebody say.
Okay. Now, let's go back. So the reason why, and this is going to escalate very quickly. If you notice, let's go to Lil Baby's page. By the way, all this is going to all mix in together. This is going to be really messy, chat. Lil Baby did post on a story, but you notice he ain't posting nothing. And I don't know who this person is, but we can click on her. She is, I guess they're doing some Don Julio collab or whatever. Okay, this is Baby at a Don Julio collab with, oh, I know this guy. This is David Grutman. He owns half of Miami. I think he owned Club Live. He owned all that shit. You know what I mean? Club Live, Komodo, all that shit. Okay. So, Lil Baby really ain't saying nothing, but I'm going to be honest with you. I think Lil Baby at this point has to be preparing for the worst. So, again, going back to this, they lock
Tell you about this stupid rapper, man. They ain't got much sense, man.
up some OMF dudes for shooting
Get away from the damn gang. You know what I'm saying?
kids when they were trying to shoot 4PF niggas. Okay? They're waiting on the indictment because the government basically say we have an indictment coming that's kind of like a RICO on these guys because they've been doing a lot of fuck shit. And based on that, people are saying, well, if you're going to indict them, you got to indict their ops. Their ops is 4PF. The person who testified, because the indictment hasn't came down, is the investigator, Marissa Vivierdo. They played the wiretaps where people are saying people got tickets on people's heads, which they're now trying to say is Baby. And now, here's the thing. Investigator Marissa Vivierdo is currently testifying in a multi-gang murder indictment. So let me backtrack a little bit. I'll backtrack a little bit. What Young Thug did to have and this is how you know this 4PF shit is real. Young Thug posted the woman. This is Marissa Vivierdo. He said, biggest liar in the DA office.
That's what I'm saying. They ain't thinking, man. You know what I'm saying? Them dude ain't thinking, man. They got peanut brain, man. You burn this to us rap. You know what I mean?
He posted her. Okay? And then he also reposted, all my homies hate Vivierdo. Now, this is someone who is...
That's a hint. That's a hint.
A officer of the law. This is someone who is a government official. When you do that and you're under probation, the government is going to be like, oh, you sending a smoke signal that people should hurt this woman? That's why they're doing a motion to revoke his shit. Why did he do this? Because she's testifying in the OMF case, and she's basically saying, yo, OMF and 4PF, Lil Baby and them, they're beefing and niggas is dying and indictments finna come down. So Young Thug, I don't know why he did this. He tweeted her out. He should have left this alone.
That's what I'm saying. Nigga be stupid, man. Nigga ain't thinking.
So that's why they're revoking it. Investigator Marissa Vivierdo is currently testifying in a multi-defendant gang murder preliminary hearing, which remains ongoing and is set to reconvene on Monday. During this hearing, the court explicitly ordered that the witnesses not be shown on television while testifying. Despite this order, a known blogger deliberately violated the court's directive by posting on social media she doesn't want to be shown on screen. Well, here she is, along with a photo of investigator Vivierdo. On Tuesday, April 1st, Jeffrey Williams, oh yeah, I can't see, I'm sorry. Okay. On Tuesday, April 1st, Jeffrey Williams, a.k.a. Young Thug, amplified this act by reposting an image with the caption, "Marissa Vivierdo is the biggest liar in the DA's office." To basically equate this to something you may understand, imagine being on probation and saying, fuck the court, fuck the clerk, or fuck somebody that's working in the court system. It's not smart, and I don't know why Young Thug would do it. However, he did. He said Marissa Vivierdo is the biggest liar in the DA's office. It says this post went quickly viral, amassing 2 million views with thousands of comments and retweets, many of which include direct threats to investor Vivierdo and her family. Here's the direct threats. It says a direct consequence of these social media posts, Vivierdo's home address and her parents' home address were publicly posted, exposing them to grave danger. And by the way, you're going to see it in Exhibit A. One post stated, "If the hate is really real, then pull up on her mama's crib," alongside a photograph of her mother's residence. You'll be able to see that too.
That's what I'm saying. That nigga crazy, man. That nigga lucky, man. They look at him and pick that case up, man. Just zoom in on this shit. Look at him and pick up on that shit, man. I don't know what the hell he thinking, man. Be dreaming, man.
Hours later, an additional post emerged threatening the assassination of the district attorney, Fani Willis. The escalation from targeting a testifying witness to making a direct death threat against the elected district attorney of Fulton County is a grave and unprecedented attack on the justice system. It says this is not an isolated incident. It's part of a calculated campaign of intimidation, harassment, and misinformation designed to undermine the legal process. Social media has been used as a tool to manipulate public perception, spread misinformation, and instill fear. These efforts have also included attempts to exploit the court's perceived stance of disdain towards the state by referring to Your Honor as YSL Whitaker. Remember, the judge who gave Thug this very favorable sentence, her name is Paige Whitaker. So her name is Judge Paige Whitaker. But because she was so down, you know what niggas say? YSL Whitaker, which is the judge, okay? Is the judge, right? So they're even saying to the judge, yo, this shit is so tainted, they're calling you a YSL member. What the fuck? Here we go.
What the fuck?
This ongoing manipulation and public perception through social media is intended to obstruct justice, silence witness, and threaten those who enforce law. So here's a legal basis where they're given for revocation. They're saying the defendant's continued association with individuals actively involved in witness intimidation, threats of violence, and obstruction of justice constitutes a clear violation of probation conditions. These acts mirror the established tactics of criminal organizations as defined, blah, blah, blah. Georgia courts have consistently upheld the revocation of probation for conduct that endanger witnesses, obstructs justice, or threaten public officials. Failure to act decisively will only encourage further attempts to threaten, harass, and intimidate those who are involved in the case. The state asserts that not addressing this matter directly with the defendant would fail to serve as an adequate deterrent, given the gravity and escalating nature of these threats. Furthermore, as both the defendant and this court acknowledged during the plea and sentencing, the defendant wields significant influence over people worldwide, amplifying his potential impact of actions. Okay? No need for revocation. It says the integrity of this court and safety for those involved in the prosecution are at stake. The defendant's probation should be immediately revoked to prevent harm, ensure compliance with the law, and send a clear message that witness intimidation and threats against public officials will not be tolerated. The state urges this court to take swift and decisive action by revoking the defendant's probation and remanding them into custody without delay. Okay? By the way, this letter was submitted by Fani Willis. Okay? It says, conclusion, wherefore the state of Georgia respectfully requests this court schedule a hearing to address the immediate revocation or modification of the defendant's probation as it deems appropriate, and order the defendant to reimburse the costs incurred by law enforcement and for the additional protective measures necessitated by their actions. So they probably gave her a security detail because of this, and they want Thug to pay for it. And impose any further sanctions necessary to safeguard the witnesses, prosecutors, and integrity of the judicial process. Now, here's Exhibit A. Apparently, this is the blogger that did it. Infamous Sylvia, who said this is her testimony, so she doxed her. Then, here's Thug's tweet. Then, Thug again, when he retweeted, "Oh, my homies hate her." Then, someone else put this on Instagram and said, "Dumbass used to live at altitude and got my Airbnb shut down," right? And then some random person says, "If the hate is real, then pull up to her mama crib," and they actually put her mama's crib. They do black out the address. Then Exhibit B is them saying, someone random, but they're saying that these people are listening to Young Thug. "I'll personally make sure Fonnie Willis is damn." Okay. And this is just a transcript to kind of like explain what's going on.
Wow, man. That's weird, bro. Man, they ain't got no business doing all that, bro.
So essentially,
you know them get some crazy fans too. They'll crash off because of Young Thug. They ain't fucking thinking myself, man.
They want Young Thug back in jail. I don't believe that he will be incarcerated. I don't believe that his probation will be revoked, which means that he would have to serve over 10 years, 10 plus years in prison. What I think what will happen is that they're going to stiffen some of the measures. Hey, whether it's, maybe tweeting.
No internet, you know what I'm
even
saying?
though that becomes an interesting thing because you're trying to inflict or infringe on this First Amendment, which is freedom of speech. But they're going to do something. Hey, your curfew is earlier. You can't do this. Hey, we know we changed your thing to say you could go to Atlanta for work, but fuck that. You can't go to Atlanta at all. They're going to do a few things, or that's what the state is asking, that there's some modification.
Well, you know what? Young Thug, they ain't going to revoke your probation, so you're good, man. But stay off the internet, bro. Stay out the way, man. You know what I'm saying? YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. You know what I mean? I'm out.